Hi, good morning. Good morning to both of you.
Hi,
Uh,
hi,
Morning.
good morning.
highly congratulations. I'm congratulating you both for opting for the mediation process. Welcome to this mediation session. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Surya Pratap Singh, and I'll be your mediator. I'm a practicing advocate for the past 15 years, where I have mainly handled matrimonial subjects and the disputes as well.
Okay.
So, ma'am, we'll be having the sessions in the English language. I hope you both are comfortable with English.
Yeah, it's not
Yes,
a
yes.
problem.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much for your response, ma'am. Sir, ma'am, for the purpose of the record, I'll be really thankful if you'll introduce yourself. Let's start with you, ma'am.
My name is Christina Iring, and I am here as as Party B.
Sir,
Yeah, hello. My name is Ashish, and in this problem, I'm playing the part of party A.
thank you so much, sir, for your response. Thank you so much, ma'am. All right. Before we proceed, let me tell you some of the benefits of mediation over litigation. That here, in a very short intro, I'll tell you that here the party will have this uh, profit, this benefit over determining things, over the determination of the subjects. Whereas you will have the flexibility that you can reach over the agreements, you can have the apology, you can have the you can have the pros, you can have the cons, even you can have the savings of the time, cost, as well as you will be free from any sort of stress. Now,
Okay.
here the most important thing is that there is risk of losing all in case of litigation, but here because of mediation process, the beauty of mediation process, you will be able to have something. You will never be able to lose everything. I hope,
Right.
sir, ma'am, I'm clear to you.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
now over the formal definition, I'll tell you that the mediation is non-binding, completely voluntary dispute resolution mechanism, wherein the dispute parties are completely in control. I'm not here to render any decision over your disputes. My job as a mediator is only to assist you both in
Mm.
negotiating effectively so that you are able to reach a mutually agreeable solution.
Right.
Also, for the records, let me state that this mediation is as per the Model Civil Procedure Mediation Rules 2003, framed by the Law Commission of India. Now, according to these rules, I am obliged to maintain complete impartiality, confidentiality, and neutrality along with the non-judgmental nature. Now, let
Okay.
me explain you the procedural aspect of the entire process, sir and ma'am. This
Sure.
mediation session will be divided in 4 stages.
Okay.
In the first stage, what we'll do, we will have opening statements from both of you, where I expect you to explain your issues and the concerns that you want to discuss in this mediation.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope I'm clear to you, sir, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
perfectly.
Now, now, the second stage is called private caucus or the separate session, where I'll meet each of you privately so that you can share any private information if you are not getting any conclusion in the first stage.
okay.
Whereas the third stage approaches in our final negotiating term, and that is the deal making stage. So, in this stage, we will again have a final joint session where we can negotiate directly on substantive and procedural differences as to move towards a formal agreement. The fourth stage will be the final stage, that is called the closure stage. In this stage, if we are able to reach an finally agreement, then we'll put the main provisions of the agreement in writing for your signature, sir.
Okay.
Uh, sir, ma'am, if you have any doubt regarding the nature of this proceeding, please ask.
Mm.
I think you have
Uh,
explained yourself pretty clearly. So, when it comes to me, I don't have any doubts.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ma'am, if you have any doubt, you can ask.
how long will the procedure go on? How long will it take for us to reach to a solution
Uh,
through this
ma'am,
mediation?
it's entirely up to your terms and the mutual understandings. So I'll try
Okay.
my level best to make it as early as possible.
Okay. Okay.
So now we'll start with the very first stage. Here, I'll request you to frankly state your issues and concerns. Let's start with you, ma'am.
Uh, I I'm party B, and I have been married to party A for a long time now, and we are looking for me. I'm looking for a divorce because I cannot stay with him anymore, and also I feel like he does not take the responsibility for our children, and even when the children they were born, he was not very happy about it. So now I'm looking for a settlement, and also I don't want to stay with him anymore. Also I want maintenance for my children and the child support for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your side of story. Sir,
Yeah.
can you please speak about your side of story?
Yeah, sure, Mr. Mediator. I'm party A, Mr. A. Well, I got married to party B when I was just short of 21, and it's been 6 years now that we have been happily married. Now, we are both pursuing law, and while pursuing our studies, we fell in love and we married. We got married. Now, because of that, both of us could not complete our studies. I got a job in sales, and party B, that is my wife, she got a job working as a sales,
Okay. Okay,
right?
sir.
And she also got a job. Now, everything was going on happily, and twin girls were born to us. Because of that, she had to leave her job. Now,
All right.
as you know, right, I have a family to run, three mouths to feed. I got busy in my work. And because of that, some differences cropped out in between us. Now, as unfortunate as it is, see, no one wants their house to be destroyed, no one wants a divorce. But as unfortunate it is that my wife wants a divorce, begrudgingly, I'm ready to give her what she wants. But I want to settle for a lump sum amount. So I would prefer not to give regular maintenance. Rather, I would like to settle the matter once and for all.
All right, sir.
That is all I want.
Okay, sir. Ma'am, is it correct that you both are not staying together these days?
Yeah, currently we are not staying together because
Okay.
our relationship for the past few years we are not in good terms. We
Who was at
don't
fault in this case, ma'am? Matlab, whom do you find it as the faulty corner
see. I
for
think
this stage?
from my side, I have done everything that a mother should have done. I had to quit my job in order to give my children all the care that they need. And I understand that when he said he is having a job and then he's busy feeding us, but every other man is married and they have a job does not mean that they will go around ignoring their children. So I
Sir,
think that is
is
not
it
an excuse.
is it true, sir, that you ignored your children and you were not having time for your wife as well, for your children?
See,
Sir,
to be very honest, work life balance is a very difficult thing to do, right? It's a very hard task to achieve. And I did my best. So maybe I was not able to give them the time that they deserved, but that does not
okay.
mean that I was ignorant of my duties as a father.
All right, sir. So, do you really find that your wife is at some fault corner, sir?
See, when it comes to matrimonial disputes, right? I don't think finding fault in someone is going to solve anything, right? We
Okay.
have come to such a
Okay.
stage that where she does not want to live with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Okay. So,
no
sir.
one wants to be separated with the children from the children, but what to do? If that is what she wants,
Okay, sir.
I will give her what she wants.
Okay, sir. We'll find out because she is blaming you completely
Hmm.
for not taking care of the children, and you are saying, okay, fine, you want to save the future of your children along with because she is your wife. You have some, emotional attachment as well. Let's do one thing for the final conclusive, because by this way, this entire conversation, this entire mediation process will carry forward for a very long time and will not find a solution. So let's do one thing. I'll be going for stage two as I suggested you both. I'll ask for the separate session, for the private session, if you both don't have any problem.
Okay.
So do you have any problem, ma'am? Do you have any
No.
problem, sir?
No,
No.
not a problem at all.
Okay, sir. Okay. So let's start with the caucus session with you, sir, first. Then I'll
Okay,
be going to ma'am.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, yes, sir. So here I was trying to know that uh, Mr. Ashish, can you please tell me what you have not told in the joint session, because this is completely a private session and anything you say here will strictly remain between you and me. Please
okay.
state if you have any concerns that you were not able to say in the joint session and feel completely free about the same. And I'll
Uh,
request
to
Christina to
be
go for camera off. Christina, you can switch off your camera.
Okay, now?
Yeah. Christina, you switch off your camera, please. Not audio. Camera, the video. I think you are not finding stop video column will be there. Yeah. Okay, sir. So this ensures the privacy in between us.
yeah.
Now, sir, Ashish, sir, I'll be
Yes, yes.
really thankful if you will be sharing your private session with your complete info, if there
Yes,
is
yes.
anything.
Sure, Mr.
Yeah.
Mediator. One thing I want to make clear, Miss Christina, she is asking for too much.
So yes, sir. But
Okay.
then we have to find out the solution, right?
I am ready to give her a lump sum settlement amount. She is the one who wants a
Okay.
divorce. I never filed for a divorce. I never moved in for a divorce, right? I tried my best
Okay,
to
sir.
be a good father to my children and a good husband to my wife. Now, but because she wants a divorce, I'm ready. But, Mr. Mediator, I am willing to give her only a lump sum amount.
Okay, sir. Means you do not want to meet her frequently if you are having the monthly commitments, right?
Yeah, yeah. If she
Because it will
wants,
be sort
if
of
she
responsibility.
right. If she wants the custody of children, she can take the full custody of children.
Okay.
All I want to do is I want to forget this incident as a nightmare, which I'm having
Okay.
to go through, and I don't want
Okay.
continuous
Okay.
harassment. Okay,
All right, sir.
things have come to a pass, and now I don't think there's any point even talking about it. All I want is that
Okay.
I want to be done with the lady. As simple as that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I completely understand, and I hope all of this gets over in this proceeding itself. One more thing, sir. Is there anything personal which you are like not comfortable in sharing in the joint session? You can disclose here, like anything which is highly personal to you, because that may affect later on if she finds out. Right.
Okay, Mr. Mediator. I trust that everything that I say
Definitely.
will only remain between two of us and will not be shared. Mm, so the thing is this, Mr. Mediator, that there's a lady in my office, and
Okay.
I am in a little bit of friendly terms with her.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
All right, sir. So I hope nobody else knows about this fact, right? Except you, and now including me.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir. Because this could be a little hurdle if it will go to the courts, right? I hope you
Right,
understand.
right. I understand. I understand.
All right, sir.
That is why I'm
So
so.
anything else?
No. That is all that I have to share with you. Um, that's
Okay,
all
sir.
the
Sir,
information that.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. No
Thank you
problem.
so
No
much for
problem.
revealing this private information. So, if I have understood you correctly, you don't want to reconcile as you are already in a friendly terms with another woman. Now, you are
See,
willing to share
Mr.
the custody of.
Mediator, I am in friendly terms, but you have to see that I'm not the one who is moving for the divorce. She wants the
Yeah,
divorce.
yeah,
And
yeah,
going
sir.
by her
Because
demands, looking at the demands, it seems
Mhm.
that she's also after my money. So my father left
Okay,
me
sir.
good amount of assets. He left me a house. He left me
Okay,
a
sir.
car. He left me expensive jewelry. And
All
also,
right, sir.
there is one more thing that I would like to tell you about my
Yes, sir.
wife is
Yes, sir.
that she recently got a trust created in her name, which would pay her rupees 2,000 monthly. Now, it is only
Okay, sir.
after the
Okay, sir.
creation of the trust and after the knowledge that my father has left me with a good amount of assets that she wants a divorce now. So I would
Okay.
like you to keep this in mind, sir. So I'm not the one
All
who's
right,
pushing
sir.
for
All right.
divorce,
Definitely.
but
So,
because things have come to
okay,
this
sir.
stage, I want to get
To
over with
sort
this
out the issue.
nightmare. Yeah.
All right, sir.
As
All
soon
right,
as
sir. So,
possible,
as
in
far as I
fact.
could understand, definitely, sir. We'll try our level best. Now, in that case, as far as I understood, that you are ready to give a divorce, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
then even you are willing to give the custody of your children as well.
yeah.
What if on weekly basis you get some chance to have interaction with your kids? Because after all,
Which
the kids needs your
which
attention, right?
which father would not want that?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, sir. Now, and on the place of monthly maintenance, you are ready to pay her a lump sum amount, right?
I in fact, that is all what I'm willing to do.
That. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Do
I
you
want to
want?
give her a lump sum amount and just be done with the lady. I've had
Okay, sir.
enough.
Thank you so
Enough
much,
of
sir.
this
Thank you
harassment,
so much.
Mister. Yeah, no problem, sir. No
I
problem.
I I understand, sir. I understand. Now,
Uh,
sir, let me have a private session with your wife, uh, Christina, and then we'll get back to a joint session, sir.
okay,
Okay.
okay, sure.
Okay, sir. Okay, Christina, ma'am. Okay. So, what right now we had been through, Ashish, if you can turn off your camera.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. So, ma'am, I had a private session with Mr. Ashish, and he had shared some of the information which he was not able to disclose in the joint session because that's his personal things. But right now, I'll request you because this is completely a private confidential session. Anything you say here will strictly remain in between you and me because it is the core of this caucus that will have a confidentiality in between you and me only. Now, so if you have any private information you would like to share, this would be the time to do it, ma'am.
Uh, First, I would like to start by saying that all the allegations that he has been putting on me, and he's constantly trying to prove that I am the one who wants to go ahead with this divorce, whereas he never put any affection, or he never tried harder to make this marriage work, or make our give our children the fatherly love that they deserve. As I've always stated, the very moment the kids, my twins, were born, he was not very excited about it. He was never excited about being a father, and now he is talking about how I want to go ahead with the divorce. I think this is very wrong, because me as a mother, I am just looking what is best for my children, and I want the best for them. So that is why I thought, like, it is better to remove them from an environment where there is so much of hostility and disrespect for each other. So that is why I have decided to go ahead with the divorce.
Okay.
And
So, ma'am, sorry to interrupt you, ma'am.
No, no,
Ma'am,
it's
take
okay.
it from me. Divorce proceedings gets very ugly in court, right? There are
Okay.
accusations, counter accusations in full public view. We don't want that, right? So I
True.
suggest you that try and reconcile with your husband. It would be a better option for both of you and your children. Like, if there
Um,
any scope for reconciliation from your end?
I don't think there is a scope for reconciliation from my side, also from his side. I think we both are done with that part of our marriage where we want to even give it a try. I would like to
All
move
right.
ahead and get done with this marriage and with this man.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. I completely understand your concerns.
Yeah,
But please do understand that our objective is to reach a win-win solution for which we have to compromise something, right?
yeah.
So please tell me what exactly do you want out of these proceedings and how much you are willing to compromise on them.
I first of all, as I've stated earlier, also in all my statements, that my first priority they are my children. So I want a legal maintenance not for myself but for my children, and I want 80% share of assets, share on the assets that he own, only for my children. And also I'm willing to share the custody of my children with him, although he never openly said he wanted it. But I'm willing to share because I believe a children, the children, they must be entitled to a fatherly love or a fatherly figure in their life as well. So I'm willing to share the custody of my children, but only if he's willing to pay for the child support. Because you have to understand why my demands are in such a manner. Because as I've already stated, I have left my job in order to take care for these children. Now I don't have a job, and I don't know, like, if, without his support I won't be able to feed my children. And this is a time where everything is so expensive, from education to daily needs. So that is why that these are my demands.
All right, ma'am. Thank you for revealing this to me. But, ma'am, as far as I know, by the documents which has been submitted, once you got married, your husband's age was not 21, right? He was falling short by some 3 months.
Okay.
So, ma'am, there is something called validity challenge, the ground challenge for your marriage,
Okay.
which, if the entire thing goes to the court, may arise here, and the things may get worse there. I hope you understand the consequences. But I
Okay.
have noted your concerns, ma'am. So, at any cost, you don't want, as far as I could understand your demands, you don't want to reconcile with your husband at any cost. You are willing to waive your right of legal maintenance provided your husband gives you 80% share in his assets to the children and pays all the outstanding bills related to your pregnancy, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
you want
I
to share
we
the
we
custody of your daughters.
Yeah, we have a bill of amount. We have a withstanding bill for, I think, amount of 1 lakh. I want him
Okay,
to pay it because those bills are all for our children, not for my personal,
okay,
like nothing to do with my personal use. So I want him to pay it off because whether my marriage was valid at that point, because we were not aware of it. And so that is why, but doesn't change the fact that he's still a father to those twins. So
okay.
if he does not want to continue this, if he's not willing to fulfill his duties as my husband, that is okay. But I want him to fulfill his duties as his father, as a father to my children, to
All
the
right,
twins.
ma'am. All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Do you have any other private concern which you want to share in this private session, ma'am?
So there has been talk about a trust fund which my grandmother she has set up for me. But the trust fund, I think it will start working only once I'm of 30 years or 30 years of age.
Okay,
And
okay,
right now I'm only 26, so there's still 4 more years to it. So
yes, ma'am.
and and even if the trust fund, if it gets started, like, I will be getting only 2,000 a month. So I think,
Okay,
Mr. Mediator, even you understand 2,000 is not enough to run a family, to
I
look after the
understand, ma'am. I
children.
completely understand, ma'am.
So that is why I think my demands are they are quite okay for the situation, given the situation.
All right, ma'am. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Anything in private you want to share? Anything left if you want to? Or shall
Uh,
we go proceed for the joint session, ma'am?
I'm willing to negotiate with the lump sum amount uh,
Okay.
if he gives me a reasonable amount.
All right. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Uh, Now, ma'am, if you permit, we can go for the joint session for the final negotiation or deal making round.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. Ashish, sir, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Just a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much. I had a private session with both of you. I know something which you could not have shared in the joint session, and trust me, that confidential information will always remain with me. Now, sir, ma'am, this is the final deal making stage, and I have identified the following four major issues in the entire dispute. The first is whether you are willing to reconciliate, uh, or would you like to get divorced by mutual consent. Now, second is that what should be the nature of custody of your daughters. Third is how much maintenance should be paid. And the fourth is how should we ensure an equitable and just distribution of assets between both of you, sir. Am I correctly identifying the issues, sir, ma'am?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Okay, so thank you so much. All right, regarding the very first issue, let me reiterate that reconciliation should be our first choice, as I suggested both of you, as it is good for the sake of children. Otherwise, the next best option is to opt for divorce by mutual consent. Since ma'am has already left the matrimonial home for the last 2 years, we can file petition for divorce by mutual consent. Sir, ma'am, do we see any hope for reconciliation in this entire matter? At last, I'm asking, or we
No,
Hmm.
can proceed
No,
for the divorce.
no.
Okay,
no.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Now, sir, if I'll understand the second issue, because the very first issue will get sorted out by the mutual consent divorce, right, sir?
Right, right.
Okay, sure. Now, talking about the second issue, that is about the custody of your daughters or of your two daughters. Let me advise you that joint custody is always the best option in that scenario. I think no child uh, should live without the care and support of both the father and the mother because it's equally important. What do you think, ma'am? Should we go for the joint custody of the children?
If he's willing to pay the child support, then I don't have a problem with joint custody. Given that
Okay,
the children, they get to stay with him for the weekends.
okay. So, what's your stand here? Like, do you want to opt for the child's custody?
I'm perfectly fine with paying her child support or supporting my children,
Okay,
provided
okay, sir. That's yes, sir.
I get to keep my children and I'll allow her to visit them during the weekends.
Oh, sir,
I'll
ma'am.
support my children. I'll support my children's child's education. I'll support their whatever wishes they have. But I want to have custody of my children.
Ma'am.
I think even the law in India, in our country, it agrees that the best interest of the child, the first option that a child should have is to be with their mother. So it is not like I am asking for the child support just because I want to use it for my own, selfish needs. I'm doing it as a mother, and since I've told you that I don't have a job,
Okay,
so I'm asking for child
okay, ma'am.
support because I want my children to have the best.
Okay, ma'am. What if means we can have a solution here because sir is saying that he needs the custody in that case if he is going for child support. What if I'll suggest to go for custody with you, but sir will visit the house of yours on weekly basis to
Yeah,
meet
yeah.
his
No, that
children
is
because he is also having sentiments attached with his children,
no, no. That
and
is what I say.
child's
That
and in that case child support will not be provided from his end, right? Because he
but
will waive off that.
how is that even justified that he being the father, he's not ready to support his children monetarily when obviously
Ma'am,
he's at the position where he can pay. Me, I'm jobless. So I'm willing for the joint custody also, as you have stated. Like, if he pays the child support, he can visit the child weekends, like weekend basis. Like even the child, even the children, they can go and meet him during weekends,
Uh,
stay over
Ma'am,
at his
as far
place.
as uh, the things has been disclosed, sir's financial status doesn't allow him to go for this child support system because he is merely a salesman in a private firm. So in that case, I'll request you to allow.
I could not even complete my education. I had to start working as a
Yeah,
salesperson. It would be very, very difficult
so
for me to pay continuous child support.
Even I had to leave my job. I was younger to him when I got married. I'm a year younger, so you have to take into account my issues as well. That I have to look after two children, and that everything nowadays it's very expensive. So I don't know how Mr. A think that I can go on without child support.
Uh, ma'am, I sincerely respect that feeling which has been associated with your children. Since you have been taking care of them for the past 2 years, I think we can settle for primary custody with you. Let's have a primary custody with you. I'm not saying that the custody will not be with you, but in that case, as sir's problem is also, I'm finding genuine that he is not having time as well. Along with that, his financial status is not very good. So the support which he will provide to the children uh, in assets we will talk about this thing, that how the assets will get divided, and then we'll find out some solution there, if it's fine for you, ma'am. Like he may
I
visit
don't
once as
I
father,
don't
I think.
understand. I don't understand. Okay, could you please explain it to me? What exactly does primary custody here?
Primary
What
custody
you mean?
means, ma'am, the children will be staying with you only, but sirs will have legal right to come and meet to his children, the twins, his the daughters, and then in that case
No,
it will
no.
be weekly.
I am agreeing to that. That is why I said that the custody will be with me, but sir can my husband can come and visit them during weekends.
Ma'am, but in that case, we'll have to, as I told you in private session also, that we'll have to compromise over certain things. We cannot have always 100% things in our favor. We will have to negotiate over terms. And I'll request you to think over it because children are there with you. As disclosed by sir, you are having asset also. In asset terms also, we will find out some solution for the expenses. And I hope you will definitely find a positive solution there. So let's have a compromise here. And is it fine for you if you are agreeing I can proceed for the next term,
Okay. Okay.
ma'am? Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Sure.
you so much, ma'am, for understanding. Now, the third issue was about the amount of maintenance that should be payable to ma'am for maintaining herself and the two children, which you were talking, ma'am. Since, sir, you are the working parent and you are obligated to maintain her, not just legally but also morally. And I know you have acknowledged that, but the disagreement is with regard to the amount that should be paid and the manner in which it should be paid. Because you are saying, "Ki, fine, you cannot go for monthly things." So, in fact, there was a fact which was stated from your side that 2,000 rupees per month uh, was something, an asset which has been left by her grandmother. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. So, and but you told ki as at the age of 30 you will get that once you will turn 30, and right now you are 26, so there is 4 more years.
Yes.
So, sir, let's go for lump sum amount, because sir is saying ki monthly he will not be able to cope up, but he just want a final solution, ma'am. So, is it fine if he'll pay you a lump sum amount, ma'am?
Lump sum amount. Do I get to fix the amount? Do I get to do
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have?
ma'am. Right now you can quote the amount, and then I'll talk to sir, and sir can also find out a solution for that.
I'm ready to settle. I'm ready if he is willing to pay me 20 lakhs as lump sum amount.
Oh, okay, sir. Sir's call. Sir, your mic is, yeah, yeah. Now you're audible, sir. Ashish, sir. Sir, your voice is breaking a lot in between. If you may connect again.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Now can
yeah,
you hear me
yeah,
properly?
yes, 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 sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So I was telling you, I don't want my children to suffer because of a fight between my wife and me. Right? I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay a lump sum amount for the benefit of my children. But again, a person can only contribute what he himself has. I don't have 20 lakhs. I cannot give that high an amount. As much as I
Okay,
would want to, I cannot.
all right, sir.
I'm not
So,
capable of it.
sir, including the expenses and the outstanding bills at the hospitals, what would be the final amount which you can arrange to pay as the lump sum amount, sir?
At most, even after selling a lot of assets that I have, I would be able to arrange 7 to 8 lakhs, not more than that.
Okay, so, ma'am,
And
I'll try
apart
to
from
convince
that,
her. Yes, sir.
my father has left me certain assets. So
Yes, sir.
I have some amount of jewelry with me, which I can keep.
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yes, sir. I
Ha
can hear
ha
you.
ha! Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
what I was saying that my father has left me with jewelry which I can keep in a locker in name of my daughters.
All right, sir. All right. Okay.
In addition to the lump
So,
sum amount that I'll be paying.
okay, sure. Christina, ma'am, your mic is muted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Okay, ma'am. So, sir is saying that he can pay at most 8 lakh rupees, right? And then he is having some jewelry as the asset, which his father has left, and he wants to keep the entire jewelry for her daughters in the locker. And as far as I could understand, once the daughters will be major and at the age of marriage, they can use that the entire jewelry for the marriage purpose, so that your burden
Uh,
can be
I think
reduced.
8 lakhs is too less. That is too less of an amount to, support twins for a lifetime. So also we have the 1 lakh withstanding bill that we have to pay. So I am ready to settle down if for 10 lakhs
Okay.
minimum.
So is
10
it fine
lakhs. 10
including
lakhs.
the
10
entire,
lakhs.
including the
10 lakhs
including
given
the
the
entire?
10
Yeah,
lakhs
yeah, ma'am.
given that if in future any medical problem arises, he will be there to support us, the children.
Okay. So is it fine if you?
See, I cannot agree to commit myself for a contingent amount. As in, I do not know
Okay.
what would be the amount that I would have to shell if there is a medical emergency. So that is something I am
Okay.
unwilling to commit to.
All right. Fine. So,
Because
ma'am,
I cannot
let's
make
do
a
one thing.
commitment that I cannot deliver. Yeah.
Sir is agreeing over. Sir may agree
Also,
means I can.
also, uh, at the very beginning of this mediation process, I stated that I want to get over with this whole process. So
All right,
I
sir.
want to get it done with. No,
Okay, sir.
I don't
So,
want to leave anything
Getting
for the future.
getting over with this process does not mean that he'll shrug off his responsibilities as a father. He
no,
has
no,
to
ma'am.
realize
He
that
is he is saying he is saying about his responsibilities.
yeah, so
Yes, ma'am.
he's a father to two children. So as I have said, I'm willing to settle down for a lump sum amount of rupees 10 lakhs.
Okay, okay, fine, fine, sir. I think the final conclusive will be here that you can arrange it just about including that 1 lakh, which is the
So
outstanding bills. I think you can go for
all
just
in
that.
all, I can arrange 8 lakh rupees, and 1 lakh I will pay towards the outstanding bills. That makes it
Okay.
9 lakh rupees that I have to shell from my pocket. Other than that,
Okay.
my father has left me jewelry worth rupees 1 lakh, and that I'd be keeping in the
Okay.
locker for my daughters.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, ma'am, it's in total going to be 10 lakh rupees, and the things will be in future uh, in the favor of your children as well, because once it has been kept in the locker, the amount values will get increased also till
Exactly.
they become
Gold,
major,
gold is
right?
an
So,
appreciating
ma'am,
asset.
yeah. So I think, ma'am, it will be the good compromise here if you'll be going for 10 lakh rupees. Is it okay, ma'am? Do you accept this thing? Because this is the final. I
So,
think as a mediator, I'll suggest you to.
there are assets in the bank kept for the kept for the
Yeah,
girls
yeah,
in that,
yeah, ma'am.
which is
And the value
worth
will
1
keep
lakh.
increasing, which will keep
Will keep
increasing,
in.
ma'am, with passage of time. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
right.
sure.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, the fourth issue, which was about the asset distribution, as sir has told, the very first asset that is in form of jewelry, he is going to submit that in the locker by the name of the girls, which they can use. There is two more things left. One is the house, and the second thing is car, right? So I think, sir or ma'am, you can find a conclusion over that. That how you will be finding out solution for this, the distribution. As a mediator, I'll suggest you because, ma'am, you are residing at your parents' house, and as far as I know, sir has told me that he is having a single house. So the car you can have, whereas sir was okay with this flat wala thing. Are you okay with the flat if sir keeps that?
Uh,
See,
so you are saying
anyway, after
you're
my
saying I get to keep the car and the house goes to my husband.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
So, do you have any problem with this?
no, 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 not a problem at all.
Okay.
Anything for
Okay.
my children. Anything for my children.
All right, sir. So nice of you. Now, so we have a final conclusive here. Thing is, uh, that all the things we have distributed equally, and I think nothing is left. If you guys have anything over which you have dispute, you can say or speak right now. Sir,
No,
anything left or ma'am?
nothing left.
Okay,
Nothing left. It was a
ma'am,
wonderful mediation process, and
Everything
ma'am.
I'm
satisfied.
satisfied.
Thank you, sir, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Now we have the final concluding round in the last stage of this proceeding, wherein we are supposed to sign on a settlement agreement because we need to give it a documentary form and a legal binding process as well. This settlement agreement will attest to the fact that both of you have agreed on the issues as stated in the agreement, and we would bring an end to all the pending disputes. Before signing on this agreement, let me confirm once again for the record of the points of agreement. In the first issue, both of you have decided to opt for a divorce by mutual consent. Okay, sir, ma'am?
Right.
Okay. In the second issue, we have agreed that primary custody of the children will be granted to the mother and with the visitation rights of father on the weekends. So, ma'am, since you wanted to see that how the other issues regarding maintenance and asset distribution would play out before agreeing on custody, right? Let me confirm it from you if you still have those concerns considering the fact that we have already agreed upon maintenance and asset distribution. Do you have any doubt, ma'am, over the
No,
distribution of assets
the
and the
his
maintenance?
given that his visiting rights are limited only to weekends.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Okay, then no problem. I'm
Okay,
fine with that.
okay. Now, after the custody rights, we were having the third issue where we have reached over the agreement that a lump sum alimony of amount 10 lakh, which including the jewelry things, will be paid. And sir, you will take care of, you do not have to take care of any other child support system because that will automatically get enhanced with passage of time.
Right.
And that locker jewelry will be only for the purpose of the expenses at the time of the daughter's marriage. Uh, Along with that, you have also agreed to pay the outstanding pregnancy bills or the other bills which were included in those 10 lakh rupees. Do we
Right.
agree
Right.
over this, sir, ma'am?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir. Now, in the fourth issue, we have agreed on transferring of ornaments to daughter, but withdrawn from locker only at the time of their marriage. Along with that, the car will be kept by ma'am and the flat will be all yours, sir. Do you have any queries or doubts, ma'am, sir?
No.
No. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your signatures on the settlement agreement. Now let me congratulate both of you on finally reaching on an amicable settlement. The points of agreement reached by both of you is by all standards a win-win solution. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, for trusting this mediation process.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mediator. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.